So today's word, and you're gonna have to look up scriptures because I'm in the middle of the woods. I don't have um, my Bible here to read them to you. I'm gonna paraphrase. So the word, I'm calling this word. This is the way the Lord gave it to me, and my friend encouraged me to share it as well. Love lays down. So we were talking about love. We were talking about just the very beginning of a scripture where Paul was saying, I'm praying that you will always grow in your love, that your love will continue to abound and abound. And what a great topic. Love, we could talk about so much about love. Loving God first, loving ourselves, and loving other people in that order. But what the Lord showed me on our anniversary this year was that love lays down. Love lays down. Love is the most important part of God. We need as much revelation as we can. We need to be in the Word, in fellowship with one another, in worship and in prayer, so He can talk to us. And He was talking to me. Don't mind me, I'm following my notes here so I don't miss anything. But one of the things God was talking to me about was that if we don't know Him and know His, we know God is love. That's the biggest part of who He is. If we don't spend time in the Word and in His presence getting to know what that means, then our reflection towards other people will always be askew because He's perfect love. And especially in prophecy, like it says in scripture, like even prophecy is going to fail. If you read Romans 8, the one thing that's going to last is love. So when we prophesy, we got to do it in love. When we interpret dreams, we got to do it in love. When we look at what God is saying, we have to put it through the filter of love, especially now that we're in this dispensation of grace. We have to remember that even though God may put the fiery word of an Old Testament prophet in a New Testament prophet, that New Testament prophet, it's their job to understand what it sounds like coming through the gospel of Jesus Christ, because we are not the same. We're not preaching in the same period of time. We're preaching and prophesying in the dispensation of grace. So what the Lord was showing me was that love lays down. We know in Corinthians 13 where Jesus teaches us all about the attributes of love. And we know in John 15 and 16, Jesus teaches us about how there's no greater love than for a friend, who would lay down his life for another. God showed me that if love lays down, mercy and grace can stand up. And that when mercy and grace have fulfilled their purpose and their revelation, then love stands back up and becomes tied like a triple braided cord to mercy and grace and becomes stronger. So love lays down. Let's talk about it.